Does the minister have an RPAL?
Minister.
Can you repeat that question?
Member.
I'll rephrase, Chair. Does the minister know what an RPAL is?
Minister.
I do not.
Member.
Does the minister know what the CFSC is?
Minister.
I do not know.
Hey gang, what's up? Aaron right here. We're going to check out what happened in the House of Parliament last week with our Minister of Public Affairs, Gary Anandasangree. Man, it's a rough one. He didn't seem to have the right answers or any answers at all. These Conservatives are tough. Let's take a peek.
Oh, yeah.
St. Thomas, London South.
Thank you, Chair. I'll be splitting my time, and I have some questions for the Minister of Public Safety. The Minister should know these are direct questions, and I hope the answers will be similarly direct. When does the amnesty period for firearms banned by Order in Council on May 1st, 2020 end?
The Honourable Minister.
Let me just take a moment to just congratulate my colleague for being here. October 2025.
Honourable Member.
Will all firearms banned in that and subsequent orders in council be seized by then?
No.
The Honourable Minister. The Honourable Member. The Honourable Member.
Is the government extending the amnesty?
Minister.
We're looking at options.
The Honourable Member.
How much has the Liberal government spent so far on the confiscation scheme?
Honourable Minister.
Total amount budgeted in total is $597.9 million over 3 years.
Member.
The question was how much has been spent to date.
Minister. The Honourable Member.
The government's own numbers in September of last year said it was $67.2 million. How has the amount gone down in the intervening months?
Honourable Minister.
So it's $20 million for the first phase of the business buyback. More will be allocated and is allocated towards the individual gun owner.
Chair, my question, how much has been spent in total by the government between May 1st, 2020 and now?
Honourable Minister.
$20 million.
The Honourable Member.
How has the number gotten $50 million smaller than in September of 2024?
Cost goes towards administration and setting up the program, but the buyback itself is $20 million that's been spent.
Honourable Member.
So the minister is giving a number that's deliberately deflated?
Honourable Minister.
Is a member accusing me of misleading? I don't think he is, but no, I'm giving numbers that are accurate. $20 million.
The Honourable Member.
I was asking for the total, but I'll move on and we'll look at this later. When the figures were presented by the government in September of 2024, $11.5 million had gone towards software, logistics, and communication support. Did any of that go to any of the suppliers or vendors involved in developing the ArriveCan app?
Honourable Minister. The Honourable Member.
How many guns have been seized so far under the buyback and confiscation scheme?
The Honourable Minister.
1,000.
The Honourable Member.
What was the price per gun that the government paid for these?
Minister.
I will be able to get back to my colleague.
The Honourable Member.
How many firearms does the government believe have been prohibited that will be collected under this confiscation scheme?
Minister.
Anticipation is about 179,000.
The Honourable Member.
Are all of those firearms semi-automatics?
The Honourable Minister.
I don't believe so.
The Honourable Member.
What other types of firearms have been banned that the government will be seizing?
Honourable Minister.
Those that are scheduled to be bought back will be removed. I can't tell you the specific ones, but they are in the schedule.
Honourable Member.
Does the minister have an RPAL?
Minister.
Can you repeat that question?
The Honourable Member.
I'll rephrase, Chair. Does the minister know what an RPAL is?
Honourable Minister.
I do not.
Member.
Does the minister know what the CFSC is?
Honourable Minister.
I do not know.
Member.
I'll stipulate, Chair, that is the Canadian firearm safety course that all gun owners in Canada have to do to get their firearms license. Has the minister ever done the Canadian firearm safety course?
The Honourable Minister.
Speaker, it's my third week on the job. No, I have not.
The Honourable Member.
Does the minister know what safety classes and safety demands are expected of law-abiding Canadian gun owners?
The Honourable Minister.
This is not about law-abiding gun owners, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member.
How can the minister make that claim when he doesn't know the basic fundamentals of law-abiding gun ownership in this country, Chair?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Bill 21 is meant to get serious, dangerous weapons off our streets.
The Honourable Member, very briefly, and just confirming that he's splitting his time 3 ways.
Chair, will the minister commit to taking the Canadian Firearm Safety course so he'll know what he's talking about?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I do not intend to purchase a firearm or use a firearm.
Resuming debate, the Honourable Member for North Island Powell River.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In my home of Campbell River, Mr. Chair, 3,500 tablets of a deadly and addictive opioid that were being trafficked were seized by the RCMP. Does the minister believe in strong sentences for distributing, funding, and profiting off of these deadly and addictive drugs?
The Honourable Minister.
Speaker, fentanyl and other opioids impact communities across Canada, and my sympathies to the people of Campbell River. We do need to ensure that there's strict penalties for those who commit these crimes.
Member.
Well, that sounded good, Mr. Chair. Unfortunately, these deadly and addictive opioids are actually part of the government's very own so-called safe supply program. They're actually being distributed and funded by the minister's own government. So if he is claiming that he's going to have stiff sentences, if they're going to crack down on the sources of these addictive drugs, who exactly is the minister planning to crack down on? Themselves?
The Honourable Minister.
I understand, Mr. Speaker, this is a program that was administered by the province of British Columbia.
The Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, does the minister deny that the federal government helped fund this program, Mr. Chair?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we as Canadians, as governments, we need to do everything in our powers to ensure that people are...
The Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, the minister, as the fact of the matter is the federal government funded this so-called safe supply program that has now been ended up in the hands of drug dealers and drug traffickers, resulting in the seizure that I just mentioned. Does the minister regret and apologize for funding these programs?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, in the 3 weeks since I've been appointed, I've been working on a bill, Bill C2, that will ensure that we continue to fight fentanyl at our borders.
Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, does the Minister of Public Safety believe the Liberal government's experiment to decriminalize hard drugs, including fentanyl, crack cocaine, and crystal meth, has been a success in my home province of British Columbia?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, that is factually incorrect. This government decriminalized cannabis and did not go beyond that.
Honourable Member.
Mr. Chair, can I just get some clarification from the minister that he is saying that this government did not decriminalize fentanyl, crystal meth, and crack cocaine in my home province of British Columbia?
The Honourable Minister.
No, Mr. Speaker. It happened as part of a request by the British Columbia government for a short period of time.
They've denied that.
Mr. Chair, the minister must know that the policy of decriminalizing these hard drugs still exists. It's set to expire in January of 2026. Will the minister commit to ending this failed policy once and for all?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we look forward to working with our provincial and territorial counterparts to ensure that there is no hard drugs available within their respective jurisdictions.
Member.
Mr. Chair, under the Liberal drug decriminalization policy that actually exists right now for fentanyl, crystal meth, and crack cocaine, drug dealers are allowed to store more than 1,000 lethal doses of fentanyl in their homes. Does the minister believe that this policy makes Canadians safer?
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this is a question that should be addressed to the Minister of Health.
The Honourable Member.
Addressed to the Minister of Health, Mr. Chair, frontline RCMP officers have told me decriminalization ties their hands behind their backs and makes it easier for drug dealers and drug traffickers to push their illegal and addictive substances. Does he not agree with these frontline RCMP officers?
The Minister.
Speaker, this is a question that should be posed to the police of jurisdiction in British Columbia.
Member.
Mr. Chair, ultimately, does the minister agree that this is a matter of federal jurisdiction? This is the criminal code, does he not? And ultimately, therefore, it is his government's decision and his government's responsibility.
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this is a committee of the whole to address issues around my portfolio, which is public safety, issues relating to health, and I suggest that this question be posed to health.
10-second question, 10-second answer.
Mr. Chair, does the minister believe that someone who's high on crystal meth wandering the streets of downtown Vancouver or Toronto poses a risk to public safety?
The Honourable Minister.
Again, Mr. Speaker, this is something that should be addressed to the Minister of Health.
Very brief. 2 seconds.
Same question, yes or no. Someone high on crystal meth, an issue of public safety, yes or no?
The Minister.
Mr. Speaker, this is a matter that should be addressed to the Minister of Health.
The Honourable Member for Edmonton Gateway.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Chair, we just had another election, and again, foreign interference was a factor in this election. In fact, a Liberal candidate had to be dropped just before the election because of it. And it has been exposed that Beijing was helping the Prime Minister. We've also, the RCMP has linked foreign interference to organized crime in Canada. The Liberals, actually this House, passed a foreign agent registry last year. Where is that registry?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I look establishing the registry as my friend is aware. This is something that requires the consent of this Parliament.
Member.
Now, the Liberals said that this was a priority for them. Can we see that registry before the summer vacation?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I look forward to bringing forward and will be consulting my friend on the appointment itself, Mr. Speaker.
Member.
Mr. Chair, as you're aware that for the last couple of years we've had some very, very high-profile cases in Canada of extortion. This is where families who have their whole life spent building up businesses, and along comes sometimes international gangsters or local who have shot up their houses, arson at their homes, at their businesses, and then have extorted these families for millions of dollars, and yet this government has done nothing to protect them in the last couple of years.
Minister.
As more of a comment, I believe, Mr. Speaker.
Why haven't you done anything to protect these families?
Through the Chair, the Honourable Minister.
Speaker, the issue of extortion is a very important issue. Many communities are impacted by it, particularly in the Greater Toronto Area, in places like Edmonton, as well as...
Member.
Mr. Speaker, they say that it's an issue, but they have not brought any solutions forward to help these families. In fact, when the police come to these families and say that your life is in danger and you should leave, you should hide out, the police have also been telling the families that they don't have the resources to protect them. Why don't police in our country have the resources necessary to protect Canadians?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we will be investing 1,000 RCMP officers in order to keep our country safe, and this includes addressing issues of extortion.
Member.
Mr. Speaker, can the Minister tell us where those 1,000 RCMP officers will be delegated, which cities?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the RCMP recruits from the best and the brightest. They're in the process of recruitment and then training. They will be deployed as required based on their operational needs.
Member.
Mr. Speaker, what about the city police forces? Many of these instances of extortion are happening in Canada's largest cities. What about those police forces? Why do they not have the resources necessary?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, there are resources available, including through Bill C2 that we introduced this week. I know many police services are doing a great job in their local jurisdiction. They're working with the support of the RCMP in their respective regions.
Member.
Mr. Speaker, why did his government repeal the mandatory minimum penalty for extortion with a restricted firearm in C5?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the issue of extortion, as you know, is critically important. We are adding additional tools to police and law enforcement to be able to tackle this issue.
Member.
Mr. Speaker, will they restore the penalty for extortion with a restricted firearm that they repealed?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we'll be bringing forward criminal justice reform later in the fall.
Member.
Mr. Speaker, they're not committing to restoring that aspect that they repealed. Will you make arson an aggravated factor in extortion? Arson is used as a weapon in many of these cases. Will you make arson an aggravating factor?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I believe it's already an aggravating factor in sentencing.
Well, member.
So, Mr. Speaker, I introduced a bill last Parliament which would bring in stronger sentences for extortion, mandatory minimum of 3 years, 4 years with a restricted with a firearm, and 5 years in if somebody is committing these offences with organized crime. Will they adopt those measures into your laws that you are bringing in, since they've taken so many other ideas from the Conservative side?
The Minister in about 10 seconds.
We'll be making smart criminal justice reform, Mr. Speaker.
And with that, we will pause just momentarily.
All right, gang, what do you think of our public safety minister? Do you feel safer? Good question, right? My name's Aaron, Canadian Looney. Like, share, subscribe, get notified. Lots more videos coming. We'll catch you in the next one. Thank you for watching this one. Later, gang.